I ask all my guests, what does thriving mean to them?
Thriving is that energy that we talked about right at the beginning, right? The life force, the aliveness. Physiologically, for me, thriving shows up in goosebumps, in unfettered, undisturbed excitement, this impatience, I need to get to it, this, it absorbs and captivates my attention, and it percolates all the time in between moments when I have to show up for my responsibilities. It grips me. And there's a magical quality to it where I am always astonished when I'm thriving. Really? Can it be this easy? Can it feel this good? Can it all be operating on so many cylinders all at once?
That's really powerful. I love the description of the energy and how captivating it is, and being astonished of, like, these are all signs to let us know something's happening. Like, we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention or keep going.
Yes.
Obviously, we don't sustain that 24/7, but those are great indicators that we're on the right path. Well, I love how I really think the life brief is so effective of setting people up to live in that zone, to have that kind of flow. And I'd love to hear in your life, what brought you to a place to take this professional work that you do in marketing and apply it to your own life and then others?
Yeah, so just a little background in the marketing world, in the advertising world specifically, I was a brand strategist for 30 years. And so what that meant was I studied audiences, I studied companies, and I helped companies express their essence. And then in 2010, I hit a massive ditch in my own marriage. And I couldn't get away from the devastating looping story that I was headed towards separation, divorce. I was with the wrong partner. I wouldn't be able to hold up the life that we had created together, which was, at that time, we had 3 young kids under the age of 5. I was the primary breadwinner. My husband was launching a documentary business, but it wasn't earning any money, so I was carrying the financial burden, but also the housekeeping and the cooking and the planning of play dates and schools and applications. And all parents out there know what it's like to go on fumes, no sleep, right? Continuous days, week on week. You're not yourself. You can barely find a thread of yourself. And so I kept blaming my husband in my mind. It was, I was with the wrong partner. He wasn't doing enough. But of course, I was too tired to really look in the mirror and see how I was contributing to that situation. It was much easier to blame someone else, right? And it's so easy to blame the people who are closest to us. And that's what was happening until I hit probably the darkest hour. And I had to find a different way out. That story I knew wasn't helping. It was hurting massively. And really late at night, after a lot of tears, I just had a reflex of, hey, let's approach this like strategy. What would I do if this wasn't my life? How would I approach it? And with strategy, you always start with curiosity, with a penetrating question. And in advertising, strategists have to work really fast. We have to understand people in a matter of minutes, not days, not weeks. We're not therapists. So our art form is questions. You know, how do we ask the questions that drive us to the deepest answers fastest? And so I asked myself some questions. That was normal. But for the first time, I gave myself permission to be nakedly honest, like just to put it all out. And I captured it on the page.